we have be able to hear from our 40 years experience with Neolife, our judge, Mr. Mike Van Venter. Please, you can take it on. We are very, very happy and excited to hear and learn from you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Mike.
Thank you, Justice. It is always a privilege to connect with you guys, even if it's just via Zoom like this evening. I wish we could meet in person more often, but at least we have this opportunity, and I appreciate the opportunity of sharing with you tonight. I'm not sure if we have any guests on the call. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know where that comes from. If you're a guest, we were guests 40 years ago. At the time, I was in full-time church ministry. That was my life's mission. I wasn't considering anything else. So how come that we looked at Neolife? Simply because my salary wasn't enough. We had 4 children. My wife wasn't working. And my salary only took us halfway through the month. And then somebody came out of the blue from a distance, about 200 kilometers from us, to share this opportunity with me in my office. I didn't understand what he showed me. So that Saturday, we went in the opposite direction, had another look, and even then, I still didn't really understand the business. I thought it was just something for my wife to sell some products part-time. But then, excuse me, shortly after we decided to join, not because we could afford to, but we realized that we couldn't afford not to. I don't know where our lives would have been had we not taken that decision. What helped tremendously is the month after we joined, there was a summit, a convention like Justice has been referring to, in a city about 700 kilometers from us. And the people who brought us into the business said, you should go there. I said, I can't. I mean, 2 nights in a hotel. I didn't have the money. But I'm sure God moved me to just go and borrow more money from the bank. And I went with them. And I still believe that event is why I'm here this evening and all of you are on this call. Because if we weren't around, you wouldn't be around. What I saw at that convention was a far bigger picture than I ever imagined. It was of a business with ethics, good ethics, caring. In 1983, we were still in apartheid, yet there were all races mixed in harmony that I couldn't believe. And I saw people from the most disadvantaged areas in our country earn far more money than any Mzungu I knew earned. And that just left the impression with me that there's something more to this. Now, I wasn't ready to give up the ministry, but over about a 3-year period, I attended more conventions, I attended trainings, I went to everything that was available and that I could attend. And in that period, within me grew the conviction that I could still serve God without being an employee of the church and being in the made the switch to make Neolife my career, which it had been for now many, many, many years. And if I had to take you the time to tell you all the good things that came for us, it would take a long time. Just to say that I could educate our 4 children to the level they wanted to, while we joined. I haven't got a cold or anything. I just don't know where this phlegm comes from. So I don't know how we would have progressed them going to school and university and so on, were it not from the income that we eventually get through Neolife. Justice mentioned, Justice, I'm sorry about this, it will clear in a moment. We travel all the time. In October, we were in Barcelona. In May, we were in Istanbul. Next year, this time, we will be going to Mauritius. In between, in October or wherever, we'll be going to another big event that we still just don't know where. And when you reach a certain level, that's at the cost of the company. So we live the lifestyle of the super rich, while you need necessarily be super rich. Now, this is a business. I want to put that very clearly, but if that scares you, I want to explain to you that this, excuse me, this is not normal business. You know, normal business, you usually have to lay out quite a bit of money, and you have to find a shop. You've got to put in stock. You've got to employ people. You've got to pay overheads. So most small businesses fail. 95% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. Sorry, I was just trying to admit somebody to the call. So, you know, that's such a sad story. People think they're going to gain financial freedom by starting their own business, and they have a 5% chance of success. Now, with us, you have a 100% chance of success, provided you're willing to learn and provided you're willing to do the work, because there's no risk. You need a minimal amount to start that buys you a starter kit, which gives you the necessary equipment to start the business. It registers you with a company. It gives you some products because we believe you should start using at least one or two of the products. And it gives you a website and apps for your phone that give you so much information and backup that you can do the business even if you were on an island. And you could get people joining your business using your website. Now, you don't need to be a fundi when it comes to internet and that kind of thing. It's really very simple, and the company will support you and train you, so will your uplines, so that if you don't know how to switch on a computer, it's easily enough to learn. And you know, the interesting thing is during COVID, when many businesses had to slow down and many had to shut down, we developed business in America and Australia, Finland, and many other countries. Me from South Africa, you guys from Uganda and Kenya, based on the support that our company Neolife makes available to us for this minimal starting amount. I'm not sure what it is in shillings. You can find out from the people we invited you to the call. Now, the one important thing with any business is your foundation is your products, whatever that may be, whether it's a service like being a doctor or a lawyer, or whether it's selling physical products. Now, we sell physical products, which means it's far easier than having to have a large education before you start. Like you can't be a lawyer or a doctor or a dentist without years of education. With us, you can start and make money tomorrow even. Now, our main range is a range of nutritional supplements. Now, the value of that is that it helps the body to get nutrients that we normally these days don't get out of our diets. And when we don't get all the right nutrients, our body starts breaking down. First, it's this chronic tiredness. You know, you go to bed, but you wake up tired in any case. And as the years go on, Justice referred to the chronic diseases, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and these days also psychiatric diseases. They are on the increase because more and more we are reliant on food that comes to us via factories. They've been modified and things taken out and things added. And very often what we put in our mouths is not good for us. Now, where supplementation comes in is to fill the gap that we have just as normal people with normal diets. Even if you really go out of your way to try and eat very healthily, it's virtually impossible to get the wide range of nutrients in the right ratios every day. Now, our company, Neolife, is the world's foremost company in researching and developing nutritional supplements. We've got many. I'm going to talk just about one. It's a product called 3NN. That's Greek for 3 in 1. What that means, it's a product that contains 3 essential oils that come from whole grains. Now, those oils are not in our diets because they mold out. Otherwise, the wheat and the rice and the soy would not have shelf life. So those oils go into animal feed. So the animals get what we should actually be getting from our diets and not. The value of those oils is that all the cells in our body, now remember our bodies are made up of trillions of cells, just like a house is built of bricks. And each cell has a membrane, a skin that's got to allow certain nutrients in, those that specific cells need. And then the cell is like a small factory. It works and it produces waste, which has got to be excreted from the cell. Now, when we don't have those oils, the wrong kinds of fats start sitting in the cell membranes, and they become like a drain that's plugged, that's blocked. So you may have nutrients, but they battle to get in, and the waste that is produced in the cell battles to get out. And that's why very often people talk about chronic tiredness, and that's what eventually leads to disease. Now, I myself, if God spares me in 3 months' time, will be 76, and I'm so healthy. And I attribute that to products like 3NN and some of the others that I've been taking over many, many years. So that is a huge benefit we get from joining the business, is we can use the world's best food supplements. We buy them at cost price. We save on medical costs. We live with energy. We live with health. But then the whole idea is that as we start experiencing these products, and that's something that really would happen naturally. You don't have to be a salesperson to do that. If you start using 3NN and you start feeling better and people notice that you've got more energy, you're more positive, they may probably ask you, what are you doing? And you tell them. And they would probably say, well, can you get me some of that as well? I remember when I was a student, way back in the early 70s, I always had a problem with ingrown beard here. So no matter how I shaved, or with a razor or an electric shaver, I had this problem. And then one of the students in residence with us one day came with this pink liquid, and he said, try this. And I shaved with it, and it was so nice. And I said to him, please, could you get me some of it? Now, he never did. Only many, many years later on, about 13 years later on, did we discover our product called LDC, light duty concentrate. Now, he brought me a bottle of LDC. We might have gotten more products from his mother then. But the point is, I experienced the product and I said I wanted some, I wanted more. Today, I don't go anywhere, wherever I travel in the world, without LDC. You can bathe with it, you can shampoo with it, I shave with it, you can brush your teeth with it if you need to. That's the quality of our kind of products. So what happens as you start using the products and you become familiar with it and people start seeing the results you have, it's easy to talk about it, tell people around you, and in that way you will start finding some customers. Now, what I'm saying to you is you don't have to be a super salesman going out from door to door or at the Matatu rank and stand there trying to look for customers. Customers will come to you all the time, even after all these years. I have people who hear from me, from other people. Just on next week early, I've got to deliver shampoo and conditioner to a lady who's heard from another one who's very happy about our shampoos and conditioners. So customers is something that you find without having to run around trying to sell products. Now, when you sell to customers, you're going to make a profit. It's about 20%. And as your volume grows, you can even earn bonuses, anything between 3 and 25%, depending on the volume. However, the great, call it secret, although it's not a secret, but the sort of the thing that people need to see and understand is that you will never get rich just by your own effort. You could go and sell a lot of products, but that will always limit you to what you can do. And when you go to bed, obviously you can't sell. If you're in Uganda, you can't sell in America. So our business works like this, is that once you get going and you start getting involved with the products and you have some customers and you see this thing is working, it's putting some money in your pocket. Of course, in the beginning, it won't be a lot of money. But even the first 1,500 shillings you earn does one thing: it proves that the business works. And all you have to do is to continue so that zeros get added. Now, the way to do that is doing the next thing, and that is inviting other people to look at the business opportunity. Now, why should we do that? Because in today's world, most people are battling financially. And it doesn't matter how hard they work, they'll never have enough money. And many people don't even have a job. In South Africa, the youth unemployment rate is something like about 40%. So people go to university, graduate, and they come out and they can't find a job. So people need what we have. They need our products. I mentioned the health products. We've got others like the LDC, which is cleaning range. We've got a range of skincare products, but they also need a financial opportunity. You know, the one thing I've seen in my 40 years in this business is that people in Africa are very enterprising. They work, they try things. But what you'll hear from most of them, those who become successful in our business and then start telling their story, is that they tried chickens, they tried farming, they tried this, they tried that, they tried the other thing, and nothing worked. And that's the sad story about starting a business, especially if it's something that you're on your own, you may never have experience of. But when you come into Neolife, you're in a team, you'll have support, you're not on your own. We want you to succeed. So when we reach out to people, it's to offer them a financial opportunity where they can start making some extra money, part-time, as Justice indicated. But there's also the potential of making it a career, because in time you can earn far more than your salary. So why waste time working for somebody else 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day if they pay you less than your business pays you? So we have a real opportunity for people to become financially stronger and financially even independent. That would, of course, depend on, I already mentioned, whether they're willing to learn. Sometimes people have to unlearn certain things, bad habits they have, and learn the right way, and then just to work. Now, if you start part-time, you don't have to work 8 hours a day, 1 or 2 hours a day, say 5 to 10 in a week. A lot of it can be in the evenings or on weekends. But if you do that consistently, what you will find is you'll gain more customers, but more importantly, you'll also find people who join the business because you invited them. Now, how that works is whatever they do, they're going to earn fully on what they do. They don't have to share some of their profit with you. But what, and through you to your upline to the company, each person has a company ID number. So when they order products, it's already in the computer system, and that can be anywhere in the world. And then at the end of the month, the network that grows through you developing people, the network that grows under you, everybody earns according to what they've done. But the company will pay you a bonus percentage on what the whole business has done. Now, if that's not entirely clear to you, it can be explained to you by the people who want to introduce you to the business. But let me give you a simple example. I'm going to use shillings because we actually work on a point system, but that's not important now. Let's say you do in your business a volume of 50,000 shillings in a month. You'll earn on that 50,000 shillings. But let's say you introduced 3 other people and they also do 50,000 shillings. Not everybody does the same. I'm just using an example. Each of those 3 will earn on their 50,000, same as you did on your 50,000. But at the end of the month, the computer is going to say, well, there's you plus the 3 you introduced. That's 200,000 in total. And you are going to be paid bonuses on 200,000 instead of your 50,000. Now, people often think this is a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is something quite different. That is where people have to invest a lot of money. They promised big returns quickly, but that money goes to pay the people upline. And no such scheme ever lasts. We've had examples of that in South Africa. We've seen examples of that all over the world. They can't last because you need such an inflow of people from the bottom pouring money to move upwards that it's not sustainable. Our business, we only make money when products move down from the company through us and our network to customers and end consumers. And that's business. Any business makes their money and hopefully their profit through what they sell to consumers. We just do it differently. We don't get you to go and get a shop and set up a shop somewhere. And you know, it's not much different from the franchises. I know you have some of the South African franchises in Uganda. A very famous one worldwide is KFC that sell chicken. Now, Colonel Sanders started when he was into his 60s already with a little shop selling chicken next to a garage, a filling station. And he discovered that people liked his chicken. So what he did, he didn't try and sell more chicken himself. He duplicated his business model. And today, wherever you go, you find KFCs. The result for him was that by the time he retired, he was a billionaire. Why? Because he was earning a profit on what a lot of other people were doing. Now, franchising is accepted as proper business, as legal business. But when people look at network marketing, which has the same pattern, for some of them, that can't be legal business. The big difference between us and franchising, you don't need that huge capital outlay. You don't have to have a shop and a place and staff and everything. You actually have so much freedom. You know, in my 40 years in the business, I've never yet employed anybody. I haven't got staff. I know Justice as a secretary and so on. Some people do. I just never found it necessary. The staff that work for us are the people employed by Neolife. They are there to make sure we have products, that they deliver the products to us. They give us a lot of training and a lot of support. I remember one time I was in London and I had to do some business with somebody. I think it was in Sweden. No, it was actually in London. But the office for Northern Europe is in Sweden. And I phoned the office from London, the office in Sweden, to help me. And afterwards I thought, well, isn't this great? I've got people working for me in Sweden. I don't even know them. I don't pay them. You see, that's why our kind of business is so great. You never have that huge financial risk where you first have to try and regain what you had to lay out before you start making profit. You can be profitable in your first month in this business. If not your first month, your second or third month. That doesn't happen in normal business. So, I could go on about this. Apart from saying perhaps this, that in my years of being involved in East Africa, which goes back to 96, which I think makes that about 27 years or so, there have been many, just like Neolife, only better. And they make huge promises to people. I know there was a company, especially operating in Kenya, they promised people BMWs when they joined the business. I mean, that is so absurd. You can't believe how people can believe that. And you know the one thing, all of those companies, or most of them, have gone. And those that still remain they're not a factor. I remember many years ago, a company whose name I forget now came to Uganda and they had an office down past the what is it, the Nile, not the Nile Hotel. Anyway, with a huge, big signboard up, you couldn't miss it. And people said, oh, now we're in trouble because their products are cheaper than ours. That company is long gone. What turned out is after a while, their distributors started buying our products for their own use because they discovered our products are so much better. Yet they try to make business selling their inferior products. So I want to say to you that you have this assurance that Neolife is a solid company. It's been going more than 60 years. It operates in far more than 50 countries. I say far more. We're probably legal in 50 countries, but like we have business in the DRC where Neolife isn't operating yet. We cross borders in this business. So we do business in many countries all over the world. And that's been going for more than 60 years. And I can tell you the growth in the company and the support they give us. Just keeps already a distributor, or if you're considering becoming a distributor and joining us, is just to have faith in what you perhaps don't see yet, and what you don't necessarily believe. Because, you know, without faith, we will never take the first step. And without the first step, nothing will ever change. I'm so thankful that when we saw the business way back in 1983, we said, well, let's try. We didn't think it was going to be anything great. We just said, let's try. What have we got to lose? That wasn't really a step in faith. That was more a step in desperation. But I can promise you that if you trust yourself, your life to Neolife, you will not be disappointed. And you could not begin to think where you could be 5 and 10 and 20 years from now. And I say, well, who thinks that far ahead? If you're younger, especially, most of your life is still ahead of you. You see, the fact is, we're going to live in the future. But we've got to prepare for the future today. And Neolife is that opportunity. I can really recommend it. It's worked for tens and hundreds of thousands of people. Why not you? So with that, Justice, I'll finish because I see the time is running out. And I want to ask one of our up-and-coming distributors to share with us. So Collins, if you're ready, why don't you come on, and the stage is yours. And thank you for having me around this evening. Collins, you can unmute and get your video going. Oh, I wonder if Collins has a connection problem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, good.
I'm Kamwesiga Collines. I'm logging in from Balala, Uganda, and I'm a student at Mbarara University of Science and Technology. Before Neolife, I had done several businesses as an individual on stone quarrying because I never wanted to be employed at any point. Then from there, that is where I got capital to start my hawking business. I was walking on streets of Mbalala. One of the days, a stranger invited me to look at an opportunity that I can do part-time and make an extra income. So I gave it time. I came over. I checked out the opportunity. Excitingly, it was not only making money, but it also detailed lifestyle. I was excited by the lifestyle. They also took me through the health bit of it. I was happy. As a student, I was more interested in the money, and I wish to know how I can really make this additional income. More of this went ahead, I continued, shared with people because they assured me that the things that I have to do are very simple. Number one is to use the products. After using the products, then I will develop the confidence to share these products to other people. I started sharing. Then they told me that the most important thing is personal development. I need to learn, to train over and over again, attend meetings, because that is the core source of the business. I went ahead as an individual, started doing the basics, working on the basics over and over again. Number one that motivated me to really be part of this organization, I had done several businesses, but they had all crawled away. as an individual, I had not gained a lot from these businesses that I've been doing. So when they told me that there is a business that can give me an overspell of time that I can do and my grandchildren also benefit from it, I decided to say yes to Neolife. I started on this opportunity as a student. I could do this, do that. Rejection is what keeps me moving in this business, because the more I am rejected, the more I say, I will keep on doing this. As an individual, I have 3 rules. Number 1 is to believe in myself, because no one will believe in what I see. Because if anything is given to you, no one will see it for you. You have to see it for yourself. So I believe in the opportunity that Neolife has really given to me. Then my passion is to chase my dream. I have big dreams that I really want to achieve in life. There is a lot that I really want to achieve, and I found out that Neolife can really give me all this. There is a passion they told me that I really need to persist. I don't need to give up, because this business will not work in 1 to 3 days. It will take time. So I have to work it over and over again so that it can grow. Because success requires sacrifice. You need to sacrifice. If you really want to achieve something great in this kind of life, you need to sacrifice. So I have sacrificed all I can, my time, working this, because this business requires hard work and working smart. So it is a classy business. I'm so excited because of it. As an individual, I had never traveled from Mbalala, from my home area, to the capital. Neolife gave me a chance. They invited me at Imperial Real Hotel. I went over, I enjoyed the privileges that Neolife offers. As an individual, I've received checks. I'm so excited because of this opportunity. As the personal involvement that I've gained through Neolife, you can't get this anywhere. Personal involvement is only in Neolife. If I tell you the kind of businesses that I've been doing out there on streets, nowhere you can get the personal involvement that is in Neolife. So you need to give it time. It is something that requires your time, because due to the fact that the Lord has given me Neolife to build a legacy, I have to share this opportunity to everyone that I meet. Everyone that I meet on street, I share with them, tell them about Neolife, how they can really effectively succeed in this. And because people have been seeing me, how I've been developing from what I used to be to where I am today. And everyone is so passionate, excited, saying, oh my God, if Neolife can really do it for this guy, then what about me? Those that have always been seeing me, they will say, oh, Collins, what is that you really do that is changing your life over and over again? I tell them it is very simple. Just get time, come over to my office. I take you through what Neolife offers, how you can really transform your life. Because the most important thing I like in this organization, it is a shared opportunity. You can share with everyone that you meet on the street. You talk to everyone. If someone says no, then this one gives me a next opportunity. It gives me a chance to share with the next person. It gives me the passion to keep on sharing with people over and over again. I'm motivated by very many things in this organization. And number 1, I have expectations. And the expectations are the goals that I've really set. I have set goals. People set big dreams. And my dream, I've set a 40-year plan, and I've just contested this 40-year plan in 20 years. Why have I put it in 20 years? I might not achieve these things in these 20 years, but due to the fact that they are goals of 40 years, If you set something that is very big in a small spell of time, you're going to be better. The goals that I've set for 40 years will elapse, and I will be better than I would have expected at any point. So I'm so excited because of Neolife. I'm so passionate. I really love this opportunity. I love sharing with people, talking with people over and over again, meeting strangers on the street. They turn out to be friends, they become family, they become partners, and that is how you keep on growing this kind of business. I'm so excited, and as a student, if I can really do it, I think everyone can really do it better than I do. Thank you for this opportunity, and let me give it out to Mr. Justice. Thank you.
Wow.
Justice, just before you come in, Collins, thank you. You did so well, and I can see a bright future for you. And you look smart and real professional. Well done.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Collins, for being able to share with us your testimony. It's really, really quite inspiring because I saw you join the business. I have seen you transform your life from how you joined, from where you joined. And now today I can see we are having a great, great, great leader that is coming up. And I'm quite sure that there is a lot that we are going to do with you out of Neolife with the Neolife business. So it's really, really quite inspiring to see that someone came into the business by doing some hawking business to generate some money as a student. But now today you're changing into one of the greatest entrepreneurs. And remember that our mission is to raise entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. Now, this is a true example of our mission that you got started in this way and now you are headed in the right direction. I am quite sure and quite convinced that there is a lot that is in store for you. I'm also looking forward to you being on your plane for the very, very first time, courtesy of Neolife to Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. You're one of the people that we are really looking forward to be on the plane with. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure hosting you. And Mike, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us your 40 years experience with Neolife. We truly appreciate the work that you do for us, mentorship, the trainings, and we appreciate the fact that every single time we call you to come and train us, come and inspire us, you are always available. Thank you so much. And I also want to recognize in our ministers with is Dr. S. Zanambasi, one of our uplines and mentors logging in from Durban, South Africa. Thank you so much for being with us in this meeting. I believe people really, really give us a lot of feedback about the trainings you host on Tuesdays. There's a lot of product knowledge that they are being able to acquire. And very soon we should be able to call you to be able to share with us in our training so that we can get to experience and learn from you so much as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And have a blessed evening and a blessed weekend.